Jin cried hysterically after Jungkook's confession in Tokyo. What really happened behind this shocking moment? Tokyo, an unrecorded and unpredictable event occurred in a closed room when Jungkook, the youngest member of BTS, made a personal confession that immediately made Jin, the group's oldest member, cry hysterically in front of several internal figures. The question now is, what exactly did Jungkook say that could shatter the composure of a Jin known for his calm demeanor? This incident took place during a closed BTS activity in Tokyo, Japan, which was originally scheduled as an internal session for reflection following the members' individual activities. However, the atmosphere suddenly changed when Jungkook, with a trembling voice and serious expression, delivered a statement he had never revealed before to the public or even his group members. This statement, which was not visually recorded, was met only with silence before Jin, who was sitting right next to Jungkook, covered his face and sobbed loudly. Some sources said the room remained tense for over 5 minutes until the session was completely halted by the management team. Jungkook's confession, according to several unnamed witnesses, was related to feelings of guilt and deep pressure he had been carrying since 2022. He admitted to feeling responsible for some decisions made by BTS during the transition period after the hiatus announcement and regretted not being more open with Jin before the latter entered military service. Jungkook reportedly said, "Hyung, I should have said this earlier. I felt lost when you left. I was afraid I disappointed you." That sentence, according to internal sources, triggered an extraordinary emotional reaction from Jin. Interestingly, Jin's tears were not merely an ordinary emotional release. Several parties present stated that Jin appeared to be burdened by a reality he had been silently enduring. In this context, Jin's response was seen as a reflection of the pressure he had been hiding as the eldest figure expected to always remain strong. In fact, some South Korean entertainment industry observers mentioned that this moment could become a turning point in the emotional dynamics among BTS members, who have long been known as solid but rarely exposed emotional cracks to the public. Reactions from Big Hit Music, the agency managing BTS, remain limited. In a brief statement released one day after the incident, they only said that there was a meaningful private discussion among the members, without detailing its content or impact. However, many believe that the lack of an official clarification only strengthens speculation that this event was more serious than expected. BTS fans, or ARMY, responded to the news with a mix of concern and sympathy. The hashtags #StayStrongJin and #WeLoveYouJungkook briefly trended on various social media platforms, reflecting the high level of public attention toward the emotional state of the two. Some fans even uploaded support videos and open letters, emphasizing the importance of mental health behind the glamorous lives of idols. They urged the agency to provide greater space for the members' personal recovery. What also came into the spotlight was how this incident revealed the fragile boundary between professionalism and emotional exhaustion in the K-pop industry. Jin, who had always appeared humorous and energetic, showed a human side that was rarely exposed. Many are now questioning whether the pressure endured by Jin and other members has crossed a reasonable limit. The context surrounding Jungkook's confession also raises several big questions. Was that statement related to an internal conflict never disclosed before? Or was it a reflection of Jungkook's personal regret of feeling lost without Jin by his side during the military period? Given the emotional closeness between them, which has long been a point of fan interest, this incident opens up deeper reflections on how intermember relationships are shaped not only by teamwork, but also by wounds, silence, and delayed confessions. I end this context. Jin's tears become a symbol of accumulated emotions. He was not just reacting to Jungkook's confession, but to the collective burden felt by all BTS members. That in the pressure of global fame, space for honesty among one another becomes increasingly narrow. Jungkook finally spoke, and Jin finally cried, seemingly as a metaphor for something bigger, a longing for emotional honesty in a world that demands flawless perfection. Now, after that incident, fans and industry observers are watching, Will this moment lead to changes in BTS's future dynamics? Will there be a public statement from Jin or Jungkook offering clarification, or will they choose silence as a form of protection for their privacy and unhealed wounds? What is certain is that the moment in Tokyo was not just about tears. It was an alarm, a sign that even in a team as strong as BTS, there are wounds that need acknowledgement and truths that have been kept hidden for far too long. The hysterical crying incident of BTS's Jin in Tokyo, reportedly triggered by a personal confession from Jungkook, quickly spread across various social media platforms and digital channels. But the fundamental question we must not ignore is, did this moment actually happen as reported? Or is it a narrative construction intentionally crafted to stir public emotions and reinforce a certain image amid the fierce dynamics of the South Korean entertainment industry? It must be emphasized that information regarding this event primarily comes from TikTok uploads, YouTube comments, Twitter/X threads, and unofficial narratives on several online media channels. Not one of these sources can be categorized as an official release from big hit music or mainstream media outlets with credible journalistic standards. So why are so many of us so quick to believe and spread it? Critical questions must be asked. Are we, as the public, being manipulated by emotional packaging masked as truth? Did Jin's tears and Jungkook's confession truly occur in a private room? Or is this merely a collective imagination born from viral phrasing and clever video editing? In today's internet culture, fictional narratives are often presented as reality through moving background music, silent clips of Jin, and misleading yet touching captions. In recent days, various videos and articles have claimed that this incident has changed the relationship between BTS members. But is there concrete evidence? There is no visual documentation, no written confirmation, and not even any hints from the members' official platforms that support this narrative. Shouldn't this be a strong reason for us to question the motives behind spreading this information? As consumers of information, we face a dilemma between the desire to know everything about the idols we admire and the ethical obligation not to accept every emotionally charged story at face value. This is where reflection becomes essential. Why do we want to believe that Jin cried? Is it because we long for emotional moments from seemingly perfect idols? Or because such narratives offer validation for the closeness we feel toward them? It is not new for media and fandoms to engage in a symbiotic dynamic that often exploits fans' emotions. Emotionally resonant stories, like conflict, tears, and deep confessions, go viral more easily, are more digestible, and are harder to forget. But again, the fundamental question: is all this really true? Has social media become a space where reality and illusion can no longer be distinguished? In this context, we must ask ourselves, is the narrative of Jin crying due to Jungkook's statement a representation of truth, or just deliberate emotional exploitation? We know that the Korean entertainment industry has repeatedly been criticized for promoting false images to maintain fame. So, why haven't we learned to be more skeptical? We emphasize that the information we present comes from various unofficial and unverified media sources. There is no official statement from the agency confirming the specifics of the event in question. Therefore, it is crucial for all of us to refrain from impulsive reactions and not jump to conclusions just because a narrative is touching or seems convincing. We invite readers to reflect on the following questions. Can social media still be trusted as a primary source of public figure information today? How much do our personal emotions influence whether we believe a piece of news? Who truly benefits from the virality of such news? Fans, media, or agencies? Is this a sincere concern for the idols? Mental health? Or just temporary emotional consumption? We also remind the public not to fall into a single narrative. Don't let a TikTok video, a YouTube comment, or a viral tweet blur the line between fact and fiction. The entertainment world, especially K-pop, is a highly complex arena where openness and privacy clash daily. Moments like this, whether real or not, should be seen as opportunities to strengthen our critical awareness, not just as fleeting emotional consumption. Finally, We appreciate the care of fans who want to understand more deeply the condition of BTS members. However, we also urge that the empathy we have not turned into fuel for spreading potentially untrue narratives. Thinking critically, reflectively, and responsibly is the best form of support we can offer to the artists we admire. Don't believe too easily.
Question again.
Trace the facts, because only then can we separate news from the trap of sensationalism.